Not alone. Cats, unlike dogs, have a unique and complex way of communicating. Have you ever wondered what your cat is trying to tell you? Well, you're not alone. Cats, unlike dogs, have a unique and complex way of communicating. They don't just rely on their voices to express themselves, but also use marking and body language to convey messages. Imagine having a conversation where every gesture, every sound, and even the slightest shift in posture carries a meaning. That's how cats communicate. They're like seasoned diplomats, using a mix of vocal communication, marking, and body language to relay both distance-reducing and distance-increasing messages. Now let's talk about the vocal part. Cats have an extensive vocal repertoire. From soft, contented murmurs like purring to strained intensity sounds such as demands and cries, each sound they make carries a unique message. Those who spend enough time around cats can identify these subtle nuances in their cat's vocabulary. For instance, there's a distinctive sound for help, another for treat, and even one for "you're late with my dinner." It's not just the sounds, but the tone, volume, and frequency also play a part in communicating the cat's mood or needs. Newborn kittens, for example, produce a specific grunt, while a highly aroused cat might let out a chatter when it sees a potential prey. There are even sounds for complaint, bewilderment, and demand, which is the feline version of begging. And then there's the mating call. The estrus female lets out a two-syllable call, while the male's call resembles a mole. There are also aggressive sounds like growls and snarls, and a painful shriek, most commonly associated with the female after copulation. But remember, not all communication is vocal. Cats also use scent glands to produce pheromones for marking communication, and they can mark their territory with urine or by rubbing their scent glands on objects. So, next time you see your cat scratching a post or rubbing against a piece of furniture, know that they're not just doing it out of boredom, but they're communicating. Remember, there's no such thing as a simple meow. First off, we have the purr and the acknowledgement response. The purr is a sound many cat owners are familiar with, often associated with contentment and relaxation. But did you know, cats can also purr when they're stressed or unwell? It's their way of self-soothing. So when you hear your feline friend purring, it might not always mean they're in a state of bliss. Now let's talk about the acknowledgement response. This is the sound your cat makes when they acknowledge your presence. It's a soft and short sound, almost like a light chirp. They typically use this sound when they see you, especially after a long period of absence. It's their way of saying, "Oh, there you are!" Both of these sounds are part of your cat's rich vocal repertoire, and understanding them can help you decode your cat's feelings and needs. Knowing these sounds can help you understand when your cat is content or acknowledging your presence. Next up, we have the call and the grunt. Let's dive into these unique sounds. The call is a distinct vocalization used by cats to get attention. It's like a cat's way of saying, "Hey, look at me." This sound can vary from cat to cat, but it's typically a long, drawn-out meow that's hard to ignore. Cats often use the call when they're hungry or when they want to play. On the other hand, the grunt is a bit different. It's a low, soft sound, almost like a muffled meow. This sound is most commonly made by newborn kittens. Kittens grunt when they're comfortable and content, often while they're nursing. It's one of the first sounds a kitten learns to make, and it's a sign that they're happy and healthy. Recognizing these sounds can help deepen your understanding of your feline friend's needs and feelings. These sounds are especially important to recognize in newborn kittens. Now let's talk about the chirp and the chatter. Diving right into it, the chirp is a soft, trill-like sound that our feline friends often use as a greeting. It's a heartwarming sound, almost like a melodic hello. You might hear it when your cat is happy to see you, or when it's playtime and they're ready to engage. On the other hand, the chatter is a bit more specific. This sound is typically produced by a highly aroused cat, usually when they're sitting at the window, eyes glued to a bird or some potential prey outside. It's an exciting, rapid-fire series of noises that almost mimic the sound of the prey they're watching. It's like they're talking to the bird or squirrel, saying, "If only this glass wasn't in the way." Understanding these sounds can help us better understand our cat's emotions and intentions. These sounds can tell you if your cat is excited or watching potential prey. Then, we have the demand and the complaint. Picture this. It's the middle of the night, and you hear a persistent, rather intense sound. That's the demand, the feline version of begging. Cats typically use this sound when they want something urgently, like food or attention. They're not shy about letting you know they need something, and they'll keep up the demand until they get what they want. Now, imagine you've just settled into your favorite chair, and you hear a low, drawn-out noise, almost like a grumble. That's the complaint. No self-respecting cat would be caught without a well-tuned complaint in their repertoire. This sound is often used when they're expressing dissatisfaction. Maybe their dinner was late or they're not getting the attention they think they deserve. Recognizing these sounds can help you understand if your cat is begging for something or expressing dissatisfaction. Moving on, we have the bewilderment cry and the mating call. The bewilderment cry, as the name suggests, is a loud vocalization that cats use when they're confused or disoriented. Maybe they're in a new environment or something in their familiar territory has drastically changed. This cry is their way of voicing their uncertainty, a kind of feline, "What's going on?" On the other hand, the mating call is a distinct sound made by cats when they are ready to breed. The female in heat gives out a unique two-syllable call to signal her readiness, while the male's response often resembles the sound mole. This call may be repeated frequently during the female's estrus cycle and can be quite loud and persistent. So if you're hearing these sounds, your cat might be trying to tell you something important. Whether it's confusion or a natural call to mate, understanding these sounds can help you better understand your feline friend. These sounds can alert you to your cat's confusion or reproductive status. Next, we delve into the aggressive sounds: the hiss, spit, growl, and snarl. The hiss is a sound that even a tiny kitten can make, and it's designed to mimic the threatening noise of a snake. It's a clear sign that your cat is feeling frightened, threatened, or is in defensive mode. Spit, on the other hand, is a sharper, more abrupt sound than a hiss. It's used by cats to signal a strong desire for whatever is upsetting them to go away instantly. The growl, a steady, low-pitched warning sound, is a clear sign that your cat is feeling annoyed or angry. It's essentially a message saying, "Back off or else." Finally, we have the snarl, a short but intense aggressive sound usually produced during fighting. It's a clear indication of a cat feeling extremely threatened or aggressive. Recognizing these sounds can help you understand when your cat is feeling threatened or aggressive. Finally, we have the pain shriek and the silent meow. The pain shriek is a sound that's hard to ignore. Most commonly associated with females crying out after copulation, this sound can be quite startling. The male cat's anatomy is such that it can cause discomfort to the female during withdrawal, leading to this distinct shriek. It's a clear message of pain and discomfort, a vocal signal that something's not quite right. On the other hand, we have the silent meow. It's exactly what it sounds like, or rather, what it doesn't sound like. The cat opens its mouth as if to meow, but no sound comes out. It seems to be a visual version of a meow, a silent but potent form of communication. While the reasons behind the silent meow are not fully understood, it's believed to be a subtle way for cats to grab your attention without making a sound. These sounds can alert you to your cat's pain or attempts to communicate without sound. Apart from vocalizations, cats also use marking to communicate. Now, this might seem a bit strange to us humans, but to our feline friends, it's a vital part of their language. One of the most well-known forms of marking is urine marking. Unneutered male cats in particular are known for this behavior. They use their strong-smelling urine to spray certain areas, marking their territory in a way that's unmistakable to other cats. Then there's rubbing. Cats have scent glands located on their heads and around their mouths. They'll rub these areas on various objects, leaving their scent behind. It's a more subtle way of marking territory than urine marking, but just as effective. Lastly, there's scratching. This isn't just a way for cats to keep their claws sharp. It's another method of marking territory, and the visual marks left behind can be a clear message to any other cats in the area. These actions are your cat's way of marking territory and leaving messages for other cats. In conclusion, understanding cat communication is key to a harmonious relationship with your feline friend. We've journeyed through the vast language of cats, from the gentle purr and acknowledgement response, to the unique call and grunt, to the chirp and chatter that signal high arousal. We've learned about the demand and complaint, the bewilderment cry and the mating call, and the aggressive sounds that denote warning or conflict. We've delved into the pain shriek and the silent meow, and explored marking communication methods such as rubbing and scratching. Each one of these vocalizations and behaviors is a piece of the puzzle, a clue to your cat's thoughts, feelings, and needs. But remember, every cat is an individual with their own unique voice and behavior. So keep listening, keep observing, and keep learning. By understanding your cat's language, you can better meet their needs and strengthen your bond with them.